And we're live.
Hey.
We're a couple minutes late, as was pointed out to us by Barbara.
Yeah.
But we're live.
We are
CCSK
on now.
Law with our Facebook Live Tips from the Bar
That's right.
show for June 12th.
June
We're
12th.
like almost halfway through the year.
It's insane. Like,
Already? Man,
I couldn't believe how
I've been
quickly
thinking
it's
it's the
flying by.
11th all day.
Well, hopefully you didn't have anything to do on the
I didn't
12th.
date anything on the 11th.
Well,
I didn't date anything
you
on the
can
12th.
need to keep track of that in our new practice
That's
management
right. You
system.
would use our
Segue.
Yeah.
Wow,
We're
we're rattling
excited.
the world there.
Sorry,
We-
we're computer nerds.
We're loving this, right? We had a hodgepodge of systems like kind of strung together that all integrated, and it was really cool,
Sort of integrated.
right? Sort of integrated, and so
It was pretty cool.
I'd like to drawing out the map to say, see this CRM integrates with our practice management system. This is where we manage our clients, which also links up to our email and our accounting.
Yeah.
Now, all in one,
Yeah.
all
We're-
inclusive.
We're
into
pretty excited about it. Probably too excited. My wife thinks I'm a dork
Yeah, it is
because
one of those sort of like, why don't you get as excited about it as we do?
Yeah, it's like you don't get how cool this is. I tried to show her something that is like, oh, look what this can do. If I do this here and do this here, it does that. And she just kind of stared at me like, really? And, yeah.
It's almost as cool as contracts, you know.
Well, not everything can be
Property
contracts.
law.
Not ever can be contracts or property law, you know. But this thing's pretty. This is pretty on point. I mean, we were already pretty efficient with technology, which is like a staple in our firm, right? Is to be
Yeah, this
lean and mean
stepped
with
up the
technology.
game. This steps
But
up
this
the
is
game pretty
this is the
significantly.
next level on that.
It's impressive. I didn't even. It's amazing because I just happened to come across it. I was considering some of the issues we were having with our past systems, and just started kind of goofing around online and googling, and came across, and I thought, well, it sounds kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then actually, coming out, I was talking with RG about it, and he started pulling up and looking through it too, and he had another one that he was talking about. And as he started pulling through, he's like, "Oh, well, this kind of does this." And I said, "What?" There's a whole lot of other stuff that he kept pulling. He's like, "Well, what about this?" And what about that? That I didn't even see when I first saw it. And so as it just got better and better, and then we did a trial. And I think that was one of the things that when you have a trial where every day you use it, you're like, "Oh man, I'm so glad it can do this. I didn't know it could do this," and then we can do. And I'm still finding new stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's
At our
awesome.
little training, I was walking our intern Kirsten through it today.
oh yeah,
And just talking about why, and I said it was one of those things where we thought we were fine. And it's one of the cool things about, I think, our firm. We're always looking to do better.
Always.
And if we can be more efficient with our systems, it allows us to serve clients better because we're not bogged down and stuff. But I said we thought we were fine. We were using a cutting edge program.
Yeah.
We were already in the cloud. There's all this talk about
We were already
should we go in the
advanced.
cloud?
We were
Should we go?
already
I'm like, yeah, we're in the clouds.
We're there.
Some would say we're hitting
I mean,
the clouds often,
we're
but
incredibly secure.
but
well, security's primary. Yeah.
Yeah.
right,
But
and,
still,
but
advanced.
they built it based on the fact that they were
Made
working
for
with
these law
attorneys,
firms. Yeah.
and they were cutting edge. I mean, they really were the first ones to really break out the way they did. It wasn't sort of an old school paper system pushed to electronic.
Pushed into the electronic.
No,
This is
full-
built on.
But there was just some integration things that didn't quite work the way we would have liked them to. And like you said, you sort of that was your impetus for looking, and then you find this thing. And I would say that when he first mentioned it, I'm like, oh god, we can't be changing stuff. We're just and then we start looking at it.
You
It's
kept
like,
that to yourself and looked
right.
at it.
I mean,
so-
then you start looking, and it's like, wow, this does this, and this will help us be this much more.
Right.
And so it just starts building up, and we're really excited about where it's going. And, yeah, maybe too excited.
I guarantee it's too excited.
Yeah.
But then my
That's
first reaction,
perfect.
I almost got defensive over our current system. We put a lot of work into our
Right.
current system,
Right.
and I was like,
we've had it for
"What do you
almost 2
want
years
to?
now.
You want to change this? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been over
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
We're in this, but then when you're really looking through, it's like it integrates all. It takes what we had and it steps up to the next level of integrating technology
There's just-
into our firm.
And the thing is that
It was
there's
great.
there's certain parts of it, and this is not a sales.
I was gonna say we haven't
We're not
even,
selling
we haven't
it.
even said the name of it.
No, we're not. I don't think we think, but it's one of those things where you can do and see. Okay, anytime you're online and you can reduce the number of clicks it takes to get something done, you are by far excelling. And there were things that, I mean, we cut 50 to 75% of the clicks off to get it done now.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Versus the old
eliminated
system.
a ton of like outside spreadsheet creation. And
Oh, a lot
all
of
these different
outside
things.
stuff. I mean, just
Yeah.
we do things, our own way sometimes on some things, and One of those entails that every week I have to create by hand a worksheet. And then this week I didn't even know it, but when I did my worksheet and I was going through the accounting stuff that I needed to do, and I went ahead and I found out like I can do one click all of it at once, which is really cool. And I did all of it once. And then I noticed that I got an email, and I looked at the email, and it sent me a PDF of each section set out, so I could actually pull that out instead of having to make it all. I was just like, I don't even know what to say to that. It was just
brought
so
a little
awesome.
tear to all of our eyes.
It did.
And
It
I
was
think part of what we
pretty
were
special.
bumping into, and this is what I explained to Kirsten, is how do we become more efficient? And try, well, we do a lot of flat work, right? And at some point, someone goes, "Yeah, but what would be really done for me?" Well, it's hard to track when you're not billing time for time.
right.
You get maybe a little comfortable with just
Right.
knowing you're doing the work. And this thing, because you're involved in it from the
takes it.
start,
Yeah.
it's real easy to click a button and say, "Hey, I'm doing this task for this."
Well, but it's also set up to do flat rate rather than us have to do a workaround
Right.
because it didn't have, the other one didn't have a flat rate
Yeah,
capability
Yep.
really.
and it does
So-
the accounting from inside of it. So I mean, it's
It's huge.
ultimately it does benefit our client. And that's what we're always trying to do.
Absolutely. And it's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. It's a great phone app too, and
Yeah, it does.
so we're excited. I don't know if you can tell. We're excited.
At least for
Well,
the first
I'm-
part of this document.
We have, but I've made a fundamental change
Yeah,
in my life.
The youngest guy in
Yeah.
our firm is the only one using a paper calendar.
Paper
I have paper calendar. I do both. I do
You had the electronic.
I mean, I lived. If anybody ever saw me, you saw me holding that.
I noticed that you don't have it on you right.
I don't because I have the app now. I went.
And I will say the app is really cool with
I
it
use
too.
the app?
And the app is amazing. It's very well put together. It's intuitive. And
which was necessary because it's been rough to pull away from the paper calendar.
You shivered weeping.
I did. I cried for
Whimpering in the
hours.
room,
There was
in the
whimpering.
corner
There
of
was-
the
there
room.
was-
We had
there
a good thing we
tears.
have a couch back there. I just sat on it.
like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
What am I doing? Where am I? What is this? But yeah, it's working extremely efficiently. So we are
We're
here.
excited.
I just say so.
Doing
The first thing I did on there that really impressed me, and this is going to sound really ridiculous, but
Like the
I
rest of
set
this
up-
conversation has been. You know.
well, I set up a new client. It was an old client from the old system. I set up the client in the new system. I created the matter. I had to a form that he sent me that I had to sign, and then I had to scan, and then I had to email for him to sign. And I did all of that in about at least half the time of what it would have taken before, because I could do it all within the system, rather than having to put it here, go to this client, do this, go to this, to do this, take it, put it up, and email it there, and then when it came back to me, it was like one click, and it was already uploaded. That's the biggest thing for me that I think is really cool is the communications, the tracking of the communications, and the ability to just throw it into the account file so fast and easy. Where before it was like you had to go through this whole process to make it happen if you wanted to. That most of the time there are certain things that we would track that elsewhere, or it's just easier to keep it rather than you have to do it one place and then bring it in and do it again. Yeah, where here you can just do it all at the same time.
Maybe breaking up in our wireless.
That's
But I
the
had-
internet telling us, guys, you're really.
I had a real situation with a client today where I thought he had been copied on a document, and I got an email from it came early this week or late last week, and because I'd loaded in because it was all intuitive, like I opened my email in this system, I saved it as a communication. I found that little it downloaded it right to the document, like the attachment right to the file, and so when I got this email from my client, and he was wondering if I'd heard anything about this appraisal. I'm like, I looked and I realized, he wasn't copied. But I was able to go immediately to his file, email right out of his file, and send him an attachment saying, "Hey, sorry you didn't get this. Here's a copy. Let me know what you want to do." Done.
Yeah.
When I had even set the timer to remember, it was like 2 minutes. From
it's
amazing. Reading his email to hitting send on the email.
It's so fast.
Done.
It's so.
Which, speaking of, our emails are not changing.
No,
We will still be RG at CCSK Law.
I
I
think
think
we
at
dropped.
CCSK
We're
Law.
there. We're getting skipped.
Yeah.
Kurt at CCSK
All that
Law.
stuff stays the same.
Yeah.
It's just back office stuff for us that helps out. But one of the things I'm interested in working on more is the note function.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had full time chance to take advantage of that. I should have used it today a couple times, and I didn't, just out of old habits.
Well, if you need to give it to Lindsay and have her type it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've actually wanted to see if, because I've got my computer's a Surface Pro, so I'm gonna see if I can flip it over and use my pen and write in there. I haven't tried that yet.
Oh, all right.
If I can do that, that'll be amazing. I will talk about this next week if I can. I probably won't, but if I can, I think so.
We are having a bit of a wobbly wireless. I'm noticing we're pixelating for
That's weird.
improperly. I think it's because we're a little deeper into the building.
Yeah.
And it's trying to pick up a signal next door.
Well, I mean, this has been a fun computer week, so we can talk about computers. If there's anything legal anybody that wants to get off their chest and talk about, we can do that. I don't know that I have anything this week.
The one thing
I'm not really to jump out.
Yeah, the one thing, and it just continues. In fact, right before this, I was meeting with Greg Farrell from Farrell and both management. Met with him, we've done some work together, but he was asking what we were going to talk about tonight. And I was mentioning a situation I bump into on occasion where people have a special needs child and they don't quite know how to do the plan. He goes,
Sure.
yes, I know. He was like, yes, this
Exactly what you're talking
is an issue. And so I was in a situation where there's a son that was injured in an accident in his 20s, and he's in a wheelchair. Dad's aging, lives with his dad. Was concerned about how do we provide for the son after he's gone. Now, this is a son that's on SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, not SSI. So that changes some of the limitations, but if his condition gets to a point where he had to apply for Medicaid, then you still have these same limitations. So there's some planning, there's some thought. How does he want to see ultimately the house go, or these different things? And but again, it comes down to planning, because a lack of planning is going to put it in a much more difficult situation. So again, those are things that, as Greg pointed out, he does. It's not his job to stay on top of that stuff because it's legal stuff. He knows he has clients that have that, and so he knows what he needs to know. But he can't. Much like I can't tell somebody financial advice, he can't give people legal advice. So
I do that with accounting all the time. I'm like, well, here's the general tax situation, but your accountant will be the final decision maker to advise you on that. But no, most certainly.
So again, as a client I met with earlier today, look, I build boxes and I work with your advisor to figure out how we're going to blend that with your financial plan. And so that's the same way, working with Greg. It's, he needs to know a few bullet points to know there's a place for an answer. And he said, he doesn't want, it's not that he doesn't want to know what to do. He just doesn't know. He can't keep up with the depth of what happened.
Well, he wants to know where's that line. When do I say, hey, you need to talk to...
I mean, he obviously plays a very important role in the planning, because how you structure beneficiaries is really important. How assets are owned dictate how some of those things go. And so that's what we spent some time talking about. But it's a real issue for people, and it's a big concern if you've got a child with a disability that you're taking care of. What happens with that child when you can't take care of it anymore? You need to have a plan in place. So I mean, I've been on both sides of that argument or situation where people didn't have a plan, and I've seen what happens, and I've been in a situation where we do have a plan. I promise you, this is a better.
And the thing is that people don't know they need to ask. People are so scared of asking questions that until something pops up, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my gosh, I have to have this done." Well, hey, if you'd taken a few minutes earlier and did it, you'd have been better off. And so the planning helps.
Yeah. So, getting Craig Brown popped in as well. So
hey, lady.
Barbara, if you can even, I don't know how garbly we sound.
We're
kind of pixelated. I wondered if coming in. So we started outside, but I couldn't find the tripod, which I found out was because the tripod was still here.
It was already here.
From the last time we were here.
We just keep stuff here now.
We just have a little room in the corner. Yeah. But we were outside. It's just weird outside.
Yeah.
It's not really enjoyable.
It might rain, but it might not. It's muggy,
Look like
but
it
it's
might.
not. Yeah.
So we're in a little deeper into the building than we normally are.
Checking out.
We're sounding okay. It's pixelated, but we're sounding okay. So that's
good. That's what's most important. There was something that I know that we're kind of beginning to develop, and I know we at least handle it now, but we're going to work on developing full packages and stuff for this. That's real estate sales for sale by owners.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That'd be
That's
great.
something that we've been talking about here in the firm. We handle real estate closings, and that's certainly not an issue, but there's a lot more that can be done. I've had a client who they wanted to sell the home themselves without realtors. Well, I have a real estate purchase agreement that I've worked with the RG before to come up with a kind of this real estate contract that is for a purchase and sale agreement that doesn't involve realtors, because the Indiana standard contract has realtors built into it. It's built for realtors to handle it, and so we make adjustments to that that's more focused and more customized to your needs. So,
and a little bit clearer to understand and read.
Yes,
because it's not like
photocopying 50
times 8.
Yep. Oh yeah, so much easier. So we try to customize it towards what you need. So really, there's the first part, which is getting your agreement together, the purchase agreement, and that may involve negotiation. It may not. You might have a buyer who comes to you and already has something. It depends where you've listed your home. Right? And we're talking about working with one of our agencies that we work with for some marketing. We have a number of them, but a really good one that can help create websites. Because I had a client who was selling a home, and they built actually a nice website, professional photos in there, had a detailed description of the house, what it was, layout, and on this website, and they found a buyer very quickly for it.
Wow.
And so they had a website for the marketing. Then I wrote up the purchase agreement, and I'm also walking them through the closing. They moved down to Florida, so I'll be sitting through the closing for them as power of attorney. But we can go all the way through closing if that's the best, the next steps to do. If you just want the agreement to run with it, and you got a lot of experience in real estate closings, you've done a number of them, you can just do that. But really, there's a lot we can do. So if anybody has questions about that, for sale by owner, real estate, come talk to us. We're doing pretty well in terms of building up a good streamlined process, working with a lot of title companies and such.
A tip for that, if you are in a situation where you wonder if you should sell it yourself, because there's some houses that are in a niche where you may get 4 or 5 cash offers as soon as somebody learns the house is available.
Yeah.
I've bumped into 3 situations. I do a lot of sales out of probate or out of a trust, and we try. There's maybe somebody that wants to buy it out of the family or something like that. So we don't want to add in the cost. We don't have to spend a bunch of time marketing it. It's got to be sold. So we try to streamline that process. One tip I will say, and I think you back up, do a title search early because I've had now 3 that the person who passed away had a substantial number of judgment liens that were attached to the property. So you get an appraised value, you look, maybe there's a mortgage. Hey, we got this covered. We're going to clear $30,000. Right. And then all of a sudden you have $40,000 worth of judgment liens. And now you end up in a negotiation situation because those are attached. The title company won't clear a title, get a policy until you have those satisfied.
Which that's required.
Question. I got a question related to this for you, anyways. So normally, it's my understanding, and I do the same thing he does. It's my understanding that so someone passes, and when you're trying to look at whether you can do a small estate affidavit, you look at the value of the home that's there.
It's the net.
So if you can find those judgment liens, can you put those against it if you know they're out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say you have a $200,000 house.
Yeah.
And even just the mortgage of $180,000.
Yeah.
The net value to the estate for probate county purposes is only $20,000.
Right.
So someone thinks, oh, you got a $200,000 house, you're going to end up in probate, so you got a will.
Right. That's not necessarily
not necessarily true. Now, and the reality is, there's some people that have a life insurance policy that pay off a mortgage. Well, sure, that comes post. We count what's due at the date of death. So is a $20,000 value? Well, somebody has a $200,000 life insurance policy that's going to come into the state to pay that off.
Right.
Doesn't matter. When we did the count, it was $20,000.
Right.
Now we add up the other stuff. We're at $45,000 in net value in the estate.
Yeah.
We don't have to probate.
Right.
We go through a small estate claim. Insurance comes in. We pay off the mortgage. Now you got a free and clear home to put on the market.
Right.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that title search, the title company will tell you, here's what we have to have at closing to be able to let the policy go through. And you don't want to walk away with a house that can't get a title insurance policy on it because it's a mess to sell down the road.
Yeah, you're not going to, it's going to cause a lot of.
So what we end up having to do is go back and call these other creditors and say, look, your position is going to be 0. if you don't work with us, because if we have to just let the house go to foreclosure, the company that's foreclosing is just selling it for what they're out.
Right.
And so, but it's still just a headache, where we thought we could have done a cash sale, but no, within a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got, again, when I say that, because we're doing it as is, these are houses that are maybe some less than best repair.
Right.
The family doesn't have money to put into it to get to market, but somebody does. You got somebody that's flipping it or making it a rental. They've got cash. They want to buy the property, but they're not going to buy it for more than the appraised value.
Right.
The other situation was the house appraised at 145. We thought great. We had actually 4 or 5 people offering.
Wow.
So we thought, we'll do the auction. I talked about that.
Yes.
Title search came back. We had $160,000 in liens against the property between the mortgage, second mortgage.
Wow.
Yep.
We didn't think we were going to get to $160,000 if we put it out for bid. And I couldn't set the reserve at $160,000.
Right.
So we're having to go back and negotiate with those that would be left out.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get it down to a point where we can sell the property. Because I hate to see that stuff go through foreclosure.
Sure.
Right? It's going to sit there for 6 months in the process, if not more.
Oh man.
And it just is a headache. People have to deal with the constant pinging by these, agencies, and it's just a mess. So, so be wary of those situations. Make sure it's worth a few $100 to get the title search.
Oh yeah.
You can get a clean letter from the title company that says, "Here's exactly what we've found, and here's what you have to do." And you pay less for a title search, but they're not going to give you that information.
And you can there's way more detail, and there's some that look just one owner back, there's some that look 2 owners back, and look very detailed searches. It's worth to pay a little bit to know that you're in good standing when you go to do that.
And the person you'd say, "Well, I know my mom is the only one that's on this house," and what you didn't know is there was a missed payment here, there's a second mortgage here.
There's a mechanics lien because
that's what happened. And so that's how we got to 160 on a house that had $100,000 worth of mortgages against it. So we thought we were in high cotton.
Now, if you ever get to that point and you're still alive, but you might need to consider some kind of debt reorganization, bankruptcy or something.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we have Kurt here for.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're reaching a point where you have massive amounts of debts or there is so much on your home and you already know about it and these creditors are coming after you, like it looks similar to that situation except you're alive and you know about it.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, there's different strategies we can use. There's different things we can do to try to help work with RG and do the estate planning along with that to get things set up in the best opportunity for you and your family. So it's really just it's great to be able to put these type of things together for people.
Yeah. So again, our comprehensive approach.
We got businesses or state bankruptcies and debts. I mean, we work together to knock out a lot of this. There is one qualification I want to make just in case there's any realtors watching this.
Not discounting it.
Yeah, not discounting realtors. Realtors play a huge role in most sales. Like there's a lot of sales out there that realtors play a critical part with, and there's some sales I would not move forward unless I had a competent realtor with me. I mean, it's not every situation where it's like, oh yeah, you're an owner of your own home, yeah, you can sell this easy peasy. No, that's not the situation. Every single one is going to be a unique case by case. So yeah, don't let this be advice to go sell a home on your own. If you have questions about it, and if it is a situation where like, you know what, we should get a realtor involved, we'll be honest with you about that.
Absolutely. Well, I think sometimes if it's the right property, and again, most of my for sale by owners have been sold out of a trust or probate.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we're just selling them as is. We're not going to maximize the market value.
And there's no value anyway, right?
And really, the realtor is going to have, more effort in it than it's probably worth his or her time. But now flip it the other way. If I had a house where I'll tell clients to say, what you need to do is have a realtor come in, a couple of realtors come in, give you an assessment of the property. If you had $5,000 to spend, $10,000 to spend, where would that money be best invested to get a maximum value? And then find that realtor is going to list it and market it. Absolutely, that's the better way to go. And again, it's driven by, from our perspective, what's the proper recommendation for the client.
Yeah.
If it's necessary, we got to get out from under it because there's nobody to pay the bills. We got to get out.
Yeah.
If we've got some money in the estate and we can cover some utilities and some money to make some improvements, clean it up, get it fresh. Again, I'm not going to tell them what to do. The realtors know.
Yeah.
Right. I've got a situation. I'm talking to somebody. She's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I said, all you're doing is delaying getting another market.
Yeah.
The value's not going up.
Right.
Get
That's huge.
and then this was one I said, get it listed and get it in the MLS. Get somebody marketing this thing because it will turn.
Yeah.
But if you put 1,000 in it, you're not going to get 1,000 more.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So the max value is already there where it sits.
Right.
Again, sell it as is, move forward, and just be done.
If you're trying to sell it as is, I have one a couple that actually they already had a cash buyer lined up. Right, there wasn't any major negotiation. It didn't need to be on the market or anything. Right. They came to me with pretty much terms already done. Now we weren't negotiating a few things here and there, but for the most part, the deal was already done. It was just they needed the agreement put together and then walk through the closing on it.
Right.
And that's very manageable. There was another one where the husband and wife selling this. Husband was an attorney, a business attorney, and had familiarity with contracts and some real estate deals. And then the wife worked for a title company for years. They were able to. They felt comfortable enough to actually take the liberty of marketing this themselves, and then they came to me again with a buyer already in hand. But a lot of times the for sale by owners have either experience or have someone lined up, and they need to move on to the next process. But if you have any questions about what to do, again, that's the type of thing where we might say, you know what, this is best for a realtor to get involved. Right. It's the reason that they are professionals within their industry.
Right. They're gonna know when you can max out a value. I'm not trying to max out a value. I'm trying to get it moved.
I couldn't tell you right offhand. I'm not going to do a valuation on a house and tell you that it's best in this neighborhood to do that. No, there's realtors who know neighborhoods in and out because they just sold a house down there and a house over there, and they know what the market is and they know the feel of those, and that's huge. That's huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, it's another example of us sort of having the opportunity to work around the table, if you will. And have people get done what they need to get done. So a tick or two after 7. I can't quite read my clock, but anyway. So again, maybe one of these days we'll see the outside. We've done one outside.
The weather has not cooperated.
It's very strange.
Well, we're gonna be working on it because we want to do a tips from the bar tour.
Yeah,
we're going to be coming up with
about this.
Well, we should. It's middle of June now. We should probably be at the point where we're going to get a lot less rainy nights. So hopefully
so.
But regardless, check us out at ccSKLaw.com.
That's right.
Leave us a message. Ask us questions.
Yep, you can post right here. We'll answer any questions that come up.
I'm going to do an opinion poll.
Okay.
Opinion poll. Do you listen to podcasts, and would you want to see would you want to hear a CCSK Law podcast?
Yeah.
Because it's something that's kind of big right now. And I was thinking about it the other day. If we started doing a 15-minute, 20-minute podcast a couple of days a week, just throwing in one of us sitting down with the topic and kind of going to town on it, if that would be something you'd be interested in. If so, make a comment below. Let us know that you like to do that. I'll see if I can put a poll online too on the Facebook page.
Ooh,
check it out too. So get people's opinion.
Kind of full circling it. Greg does that. So Greg Farrell, I've been on his radio show.
Yeah, is that the one you were on this week? Yeah.
That was a couple weeks ago. This one was on Ron Bush's. Thanks, Ron Bush, by the way.
Yeah,
for inviting me to be on his radio show on
What's
Mondays
the
on
name of that radio
WVLP.
show? Yeah, and when's the event?
103.1, right?
103.1.
Yeah, 103.1.
When I was on it years ago, it was a different frequency. They've moved both physically and on the spectrum. But so Ron Bush invited me out, and we talked about a little bit about me. I've known Ron for a number of years. He does a lot of great work in helping people understand security with their computers and just some basic stuff that we all want to deny as an issue. So we were talking, and then Greg Farrell, who I mentioned, talked to somebody else at the radio station I heard I was in. But he uses his radio show and then converts that into a podcast. And it's been very successful. A lot of people find that as a good resource because the information's there in a nice, manageable way. They can download it, they can listen to it later. So it is something we've kicked around at different times. And people think it might be of value if we take a subject and dig deeper into it.
Yeah.
It would be something I think we'd be willing to invest in. And again, it's just part of our goal to help get, demystify the law, lower hurdles between people's questions and answers. So, we were talking about that earlier this week.
Yeah, I brought that up earlier
this week. It's only Tuesday.
We've
done a lot.
Was it the tail end of last week? I don't know.
It was yesterday. We were talking about it.
This morning,
because I had come in after the radio show.
Yeah, it was the yesterday morning. Yeah, so it's just I thought that would be really cool, and so
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. I'll figure out how to do it. I'll figure out how to
Get
post
that
it.
poll.
Yeah,
That'd be
I know you can do a
fantastic.
poll on Twitter, but we're not doing
there it
on
is. I
Twitter.
found. Okay,
There you go.
I'll put
We're
it
gonna
in
post
here.
that. But anyway,
So-
thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
Yeah.
CCSKLaw.com.
That's right.
Kurt Isaac, RG. Have a great evening. And again, always you can leave questions here too, and we'll address them for you. So thanks, everybody.
All right.
Nope.
Bye.
Dogs. Attack of the dogs.